Hey guys, it's Ben from the Strength Factory, and today we're going to talk about enduro and how you can become a better enduro racer. If you've been following me for a while, you will have seen I've done videos on aerobic training, interval training, sprint training, strength training, planning your training, all of that. But actually, I just realised I've not done one that brings it all together and just simply says, this is how you train for enduro. So here it is. And as usual, I'm going to try and boil it down as simple as possible. No jargon, so you can just get straight to work. So this is how I think about enduro training. I think of it in two parts: efficiency and power. Efficiency is the ability to make it around the loop, with the day's route, being as easy as possible. So it takes as little energy and as little fatigue out of you and your system as possible because you're really efficient. Power is then the ability to be strong and powerful on the stage when you're racing between the tapes. And I don't just mean on the pedals, but I mean in your riding position as well, so that you can take hits, you can push the bike, you can work the bike, you can pump the bike. Put that efficiency together with that power, and that is where you're going to start getting great race results. Let's start then by talking about efficiency and what that means. And to really be able to make yourself efficient over the race distance, over a day or a weekend, let's start by looking at the demands of the event that you're going to race. Is it 1 day, is it 2 days, is it 5 days, okay? Is it 20k, 1,000 meters of climbing, or 35 to 40k and 1,500 meters of climbing, okay? And whichever it is, you need to turn up to the race knowing that you can really comfortably make it round that. And ideally, to be the most efficient and the best prepared, you want to be able to make it around all that climbing and all that route with your heart rate as low as possible. So you're putting the least amount of effort and energy in, but still hitting your stage times and getting around in a decent amount of time. If I'm doing the climbs and I'm working really hard, my heart rate's 150 beats per minute, and I'm like breathing hard, I can't talk, I'm panting, and I get to top, I've taken a lot of energy out of my system, and then do that 4, 5, 6 times during the day, and then by the end of the day, that last stage is going to be rubbish, okay? Go the other way, and now I've done some preparation, I'm a lot fitter, and I can pedal up the hill at 120 beats per minute for heart rate. Now I'm cruising, I can breathe through my nose, I can chat to the people I'm riding with, and when I get to the top of the hill, I've got loads of juice, loads of energy to really commit to the racing, which ultimately is what you're there for. So, how do we go about improving your efficiency? Well, all my subscribers will know. What am I going to say first? I'm going to say you need to improve your aerobic fitness, okay? I've got a video on that. I'll make sure I bang a link up there for you to check out. But basically, you need to do a large volume of low intensity riding, so zone 2, low heart rate, nasal breathing, easy miles to develop your aerobic fitness. That aerobic fitness is going to be the foundation for your efficiency to make it round the loop. There are other aspects, yes, you know, it could be stronger and things like that, but we're going to talk about that in a minute with the power part of enduro training. Now, let's talk about the fun stuff, power, and how we can be better at going down the hill and down the race stages to get really good results. So, first of all, in my opinion, you need to start with a foundation of strength, okay? Whole body strength, legs, hips, back, upper body pushing and pulling, so that you're just a really well-balanced human who can, you know, move your body weight around, move the bike around, and more importantly, absorb energy coming in from it. Because when we're strong, you can maintain a really strong riding position and the correct posture on your bike no matter what's going on underneath you. Strength will also help you to maintain that for a 3 or 5 minute stage or even longer, and then at stage 4, stage 5, stage 6 or day 2 or day 3, okay? It's all built on that strength, okay? Now, we're not going to get into the weeds of strength training now, but it doesn't need to be complicated. It can be simple, and I've even got a great option for you, the Bodyweight Strength Programme. It's only £24. It's my longest running programme. I launched it about 12 years ago or something crazy like that. And yeah, it's an absolute bargain. It's really effective. It's really simple. You can do it at home. Check it out in the link below. Anyway, once we've built that strength, that foundation, we can then work on being more powerful. And power is all about applying strength quickly. So, you know, rather than just strength to do a push-up, it's being powerful in a push-up, to work the bike. And power works two ways. It's about absorbing that energy as well. So we can start to incorporate things like box jumps and jumping, more powerful press-ups, more powerful pulls as well across the whole body. And then when we're talking about pedaling the bike, power, what we mean by that is sprinting. Now, I've got a video all about sprint training. I'll make sure I get a link up there as well. And so what you've got to really look at is starting with get a better sprint, okay? And we talk about this in the other training videos as well. Start by making the sprint better, and then turn it into more of an interval and a race session where you then learn to repeat it. Because there's no point having a 2000 watt sprint off the line for 3 seconds if your legs blow up and you can't do, and then the next sprint's only 500 watts, okay? You need to be able to repeat those efforts again and again, and also maintain them sometimes at a race for a 20-30 second effort up a fire road. So you start by building the power, and then once you've built it, you've developed that physical quality, that's when you then learn to repeat it, and that's where the race fitness comes in. Skills. Yes, we're talking strength, we're talking fitness, that's what I do. There's no point being the fittest guy upside down in the tapes because you've got no skills. Make sure you work on your skills, and as I always say, I'm a massive advocate for skills coaching. So go get some coaching or work with some friends, film yourselves, work on your technique, work on your positions to be a better rider, okay? There's no point being really strong and doing loads of road miles and not getting any mountain bike time, because you're not going to have a great time, you're not going to get a great result. When I'm talking about enduro training as efficiency and power, I don't want you to think that they're completely separate, because they really overlap a lot. When you do your aerobic training to become more efficient, it also improves your ability to recover between stages and after stages, and even day after day if you're doing a multi-day event. Similarly, when we're doing that more power focus for the stage fitness, maybe you're doing some intervals of 30 seconds or a minute or something like that, and you're going to be really pushing the amount of power that you can produce at VO2 max. That then is going to have a knock-on effect of improving your ability to efficiently pedal up those hills so you can be aerobic on all the transitions, okay? So the two are not separate, they overlap like anything. And just to clarify as well, strength training makes you more efficient and it helps to improve your endurance as well. You may not think it does, the science is clear, it just makes you more efficient with your movement, with your energy, and it really helps to maintain your posture and position, especially over a really long day. Yes, I'm talking about the specifics of enduro training and how I approach it, but what you've got to remember is that training's training, and the same principles apply. So if we're talking principles, the one that always comes to mind with racing is that the further away from the race or event you are, the more general the training is, okay? And the closer to the event or race you get, the more specific it needs to be. So in the depths of winter, you know, you're 6 months out from a race, it's all about that aerobic base miles. Maybe you're on the road bike or the Zwift more, doing your general strength and things like that. And then as we approach the race, we're trying to mimic the race. So maybe you do intervals that mimic roughly what a race stage might be. Or you do sprints out on the trail. So we're mixing sprint-based like interval training with technical riding. And that's actually just what a stage is, isn't it? A lot of the time, if there's a sprint in it, is that ability to be able to ride technical trails when you're fatigued, okay? Another great thing to do is to have like a simulation race day or race weekend where you practice your warm-up, eating the right food, fueling yourself on the bike, you're wearing the same kit you would on race day. And maybe normally you're not really a morning person, you like to ride in the afternoons, but what all the races for your category start at 10 a.m. Well, you're gonna have to get yourself up early and practice riding at 10 a.m. So the training is then specific for the demands of the event that you're doing. Another thing I'd add to that as well is that something that I always try and achieve with everyone I coach is to exceed the demands of the event. We talked at the start about understanding how long your races are, how hard they are. Well, if it's going to be a 30 or 35k race, then let's make sure you can ride 40k. If it's going to be about 1,000 meters of climbing, then let's make sure you can do 1,200 or 1,500, okay, in a day without it being a big deal. Once you can do that, you can turn up at the race feeling super confident, and then you can absolutely just give your best and use your skills to absolute maximum to have a great time, maybe even get a podium. Efficiency and power. That's the big picture. That's how I look at enduro racing when I'm programming it for pro riders, age group riders and first time riders. It doesn't matter, it's just the details are different, the big picture and the principles remain the same. I've not gone into the details today of what strength training and which intervals and things like that, because I've done all of that stuff on a load of other videos. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and you can work your way through that stuff and figure out exactly what you need to do to become a better racer. So I hope this has been helpful. If you've got any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And yeah, if you're going racing this summer, good luck. I hope you have a great time. And if you need any help with your training, give me a call.